Hello everyone, Mike Armand here. Oh boy, did I get small. Look at that. Well, I gotta fix that. I got really tiny in there. Wow, there we go. Welcome to another live stream market overview. So interesting roller coaster day. Lots of buying pressure into the close in the indices. So we'll take a look at that. Also, I was watching HP here. HP right here, and we'll take a quick look at that. So, but then we're thinning out. Tomorrow's generally a lighter trading day, so and generally it's a upward bias. So, and unless there's really something to do, I won't be doing much at all. So let's quickly take a look at the markets. S&P, see coming down here. Slicing through our 4661, I did not quite get to 4642 in the bottom of the rotation zone. I'll just show you the one harmonic I did intraday here. Let me update that. But before we do, please do consider subscribing, ringing the bell, and liking or disliking a video, even though I can't see the counts on the dislikes anymore. Other than that, there's not much to talk about, so let's get to the S&P. S&P, you can see pretty decent volatility day, selling off again. Did not get quite to the bottom of the rotation zone, and rotating back up. The only harmonic I used was from the high at 8 my time back to the low at 2 my time, the European Open, around the European Open time. Gave me 46, 49.50, so 46.50 coming down there, holding there nicely. But again, I was not really in bullish mode at all today. Stayed below bullish mode pretty much all day. Let me see if I can grab my bullish mode. Tomorrow, it's bullish mode roughly above about 46.87 for me. Bullish mode above 46.87. That's this prior support shelf becoming resistance, and resistance at the end of today. So that's what I will be watching for going into tomorrow morning. Intermediate levels, we can also use these up harmonics also. So if we start getting in bullish mode and get above 46.95.50, I'm watching 47.01, then 47.07. Let's take a look at the slightly longer term charts though. You can see here running up, declining rotation zone. So we're still in bearish mode until you get a close back above the rotation zone of 46.91 right now. And that's any 4-hour close would take me back to neutral mode. Daily is still in bullish mode with this pullback and the pretty decent recovery into the close. And given the time of year with the selling, we need some pretty substantial selling pressure tomorrow to get it back to neutral mode. Neutral mode would be a close below about 46.40. So that's really what I'll be watching for. Again, key resistance is this 4-hour at 46.91. Although if we get above 46.87 in the morning, because this level should keep coming down and flattening out, but that is a key level to watch for on the upside. Then above there, let's take a look what we have. See, it's into this choppy mess. So above 47.07, let me just take a look at my longer term levels, what we have here. Above 47.07. Let's see. We have not been able to close. I mean, the highest close was back on the 18th at 47.0150. So we've had opens above there, but we had one open above there, but no closes. So there's been a lot of selling pressure above this 47, especially above about 47.05. You see right here, selling pressure, here, selling pressure, here, and both these days, selling pressure. So again, I'd use that 47.01 and 47.07 and aggressively move up the stops. If we did get above that, I'm watching 47.15 and then on a really strong rally, 47.31 to the upside. The support levels, I'm going to bump this down. I'm going to keep 46.67 and then 46.55 and then 46.42 are my key support levels. Although let's see what this harmonic gets us also for a little shorter term. Yeah, 46.42 to 46.43.25. Yeah, that's going to be very key area right in here should we sell off tomorrow. Just not expecting it, but we have to always be prepared for both the upside and the downside. And yes, we will take a look at XPeng for you. All right, let me switch over to the NASDAQ, which was down very big at one point, approaching the bottom of the daily rotation zone. See, you could not get a key close below this 25% harmonic 16,167 area. Dip below it a couple times, and then moving up nicely, and now sitting at this prior, with this level, this 16,313, prior support becoming resistance, and the top of the 1 hour rotation zone. So that's, again, my key resistance level. Should we get above there, I'm then watching, I'm bumping this up slightly. We're going after the most recent, about 16,390. You can go to 16,400 just because of that round number that people will be keying off of. So on a continued rally, 16,400. Just seeing, we might have some minor resistance right in here though. I'm going to use a short-term level. Where did my little line thing go? There it is. Little short-term level right around there, 16,350. So again, above 16,313, 16,350, and 16,400 are my levels to the upside. Again, it's in bearish mode on the 4 hour. I'd have to get really above the 16,400 to about 16,414. That's going to be my key line in the sand on a rally tomorrow. Let me get that 1 hour bullish mode and see where we sit with that. Where I'm actually going to bump this down, be a little more aggressive. So right around this 16,314, 16,315, we hold above there. I'm at least watching for that 16,349, then 16,401. Above 16,401, I'm returning to 16,466 harmonic and then 16,505. To the downside, on a closing basis on the 1 hour, 16,167 harmonic has to hold for me. If we get below that, then I'm at 16,095, which is the bottom of the daily rotation zone. And if we get below that, 15,978, and then 15,898 should we have just some kind of bloodbath day. Again, not expecting it, just preparing. Jake, what are you saying? Some growth stocks getting ripped apart. Yes, some strong, very high flyer growth momentum stocks are getting really hammered again. But we also saw that we did not have great breadth, that we finally got the pullback. We got it close to the bottom of the rotation zone. We're still closing in the rotation zone, so I'm still watching for a potential rotation back up. And by the way, if we get a close above this high today, then it would be a aggressive buy signal in the NASDAQ. Let me take a look back at the S&P. S&P, if we got a close tomorrow above 46.95.50, it would also be an aggressive buy signal. So keep those in mind. Again, those are we've just returned to the rotation zone, but that would be an aggressive buy signal going long for both those. Dow, let me get the Dow price action. Dow behaving the most. Again, shift into some of the larger cap stocks. Dow back into bullish mode with this move up, and still needs by tomorrow a close above yesterday's high at, what was yesterday's high? I can't read it up there. 35,880 to be an aggressive buy signal in the Dow. It's finally shifted back to bullish mode. Coming back down, remember we talked about this 3580 area with the rising 50 and the harmonic, and that was a great little spike low entry, but again, it was not in bullish mode for me at all. Meaning not being aggressive to the upside. At this point, as long as we're above about 35,660 area, 35,664. Let's just go for 35,664 area. I'm bullish mode, so I'll be watching for pullbacks into that area, and as long as it rotates back up out of that area, that keeps it in bullish mode. 4 hour back from bearish to neutral mode. Let's get some harmonics up here too. Let's look for some of the short-term harmonics off that key low. Actually, we're going to do some reverse harmonics right there. Give you a little bigger levels, because above 35,742, you can watch for about 35,830 area, then 35,880. Remember that close above that level tomorrow would be an aggressive buy signal. Then we have a cluster 35,950. So you have this prior resistance area with an harmonic projection, then 3608, then above there 3663 harmonic. Let me just go back. So far back, the rotation zone is flattened out, but it is technically in bullish mode. We can also bring these harmonics down. So if we break below today's low, 35,370, it's 35,236 to 35,218, and then 35,100 to the downside. And on super rip your face off selling pressure, 34, about 915 would be my next target. So that's those things. Let me jump to HP quick, then we'll get to XPeng. HP, sorry, HPQ. I didn't mean to type in HP. I was like, what? So there was a return to the daily rotation zone. There was a buy signal back on the 18th. The return to the daily rotation zone and a percent B buy signal with the targets of 33.05 for stop rates, 33.82. We had earnings, and now it's trading 34.31. So this is, above here is take something off, especially on the open tomorrow. Again, can't give trading advice, but this is just going through some of the things that we are looking at and do. And then the next key levels above that, we still have this gap down open at 34.52. So I'm watching that. It's my next level of resistance should the rally continue. And then we have a gap fill up to 35.23. So those are the next key levels there. But earnings, again, estimated 88 cents, reported 94 cents, and a pretty decent beat on revenue, about 8.3%. So that is looking good. Did have a potential double top. That was doing concerning thing with this rally out and stall before earnings, but earnings propelled it to the price targets. You want XPeng. Here you go. How long did this take? How long did this take? Abraham. Look at this. The full target. This is why you do not ignore these targets. 53.21. Finally, this double bottom that was triggered back in June. Finally, in November, hits full target. Took a lot of patience, but finally hitting full target on there. So that was very nice. And then we had above there, let me pull this off. Above there, we had the next harmonic level up here with this key little significant level, 54.29, and that 54 significant level running up there, high of 54, and then falling back down Moving up again post market, so that's the next key area to watch for is where it closes. And then if you get above 54.29, here's your next. Let's see, is this the, we don't really have, this is not an official pausing bar yet, but I'll give you an idea. And look at that. Look at that. Love these harmonics. So if you get above 54 to 54.29, I'm watching 56, about 50 area to about 56.80, and then 59.12 are your next targets to the upside for XPeng. What else do we have? Could you touch on AVAX? I've never actually looked at AVAX USD. I'd have to see what it trades on. Hold on. Let me just take a look here. Oh boy. Okay. What do you want me? Oh, I'm going to look on Coinbase. Coinbase, never taken a look at this. Yeah, that is a double top right there. Double top. Yeah, let me see what this looks like with the different targets. Again, this is new coin, not that much trading since October. Don't know anything about this coin whatsoever, but we can still analyze it technically. You don't have to know it. It has confirmed, but not triggered. A trigger would be the close below this key low at where, let's see, the low 126.25. So that'd be the close. I'd use the conservative targets on this point, especially since this final target brings you back down to this breakout mode. So on a closing basis below this base, your three targets, 116, about 75, 112, just in front of that 112, and then 107.25, and those would be the key levels. This would definitely be aggressive stop reduction, but you can use these levels again to watch for pullbacks and possible reversals, especially if it gets down to this 107.25, because you have this prior little ledge here, resistance ledge. I know that'd be a big correction, but it's had a pretty substantial run up, and we have had some crypto selling. Let's take a look in terms of the daily. So this could easily just return, and this would be a return still in the rotation zone if this unfolded over the next couple days. So that would just be a return. Pay close attention. It is against the rotation zone, so it would be aggressive, and I'd really watch the reaction at that first target, this 116.75 area. All right. But that would just be, it's had a pretty substantial run up, and it's pulled away from its rotation zone over the last few days. So I would not be surprised with that little pattern to watch it easily return to the daily rotation zone. Even the second target would be easy right in the middle, and then watch for, if you're going long, that watch for some kind of re-entry signal. But those are the three levels. Thank you, Ken. Glad you're here. Thanks for being here. Anything else before I wrap this one up? Ken never looked at that. Let me just take a quick look. When done, just take a look at Bitcoin. Bitcoin did trigger this daily double top, and now we have a little double bottom. So here, I didn't put this, I was looking at this earlier today, but didn't put it on my charts yet. But that's where I'd be watching. So this double top, theoretically, this would not stop this out. So this, I've seen these before many times, where we have this big double top trigger, and you get a little double bottom in it that could actually run up. Now it'd be uncomfortable, but this could theoretically run up to these targets and then roll over again and come to these other levels. So I'm keeping an eye on that. All right, Jake says, yeah, I've never looked at AVAX. Is new to US, but not necessarily a new coin. That's probably why. Yeah, I could look on the other exchanges. I just tend to look on Coinbase, and if it was newly listed on Coinbase, I just don't know much about it. But even in that price action, not going back that far, it has a substantial run up. So especially if you see other selling pressure in cryptos, definitely watch that pullback with that 4 hour double top. So again, with Bitcoin, 52,981, 5645, 48,308 are the bigger targets on that. It is technically in bearish mode with the rotation zone. You see how well it held, and then closing below it. Now the rotation zone is down. What would be interesting though is if this rotation zone gets out of the way from, like if it keeps dropping before this triggers and then you get the trigger, it becomes a higher probability double bottom on that. But I will be keeping an eye on this. And if that double does not trigger and it rolls over again, because that double, remember, just because there's a double bottom, this thing could come up here, roll over, and create a triple bottom, which favors a continuation pattern slightly statistically, and then back to the first target, which is the weekly rotation zone. So let's keep that in the back of your head if you do trade the cryptos. We also, let me see if this one works. I did not take a look at Ethereum earlier, but I'm going to take a look at those conservative targets, and yeah, it technically does. Wow. Conservative targets close above 44.38.96, so I just go 44.39. That takes you with targets of 46.46, 47.49, and those would be my main two targets because this final target is within the wicks. But this is especially the second target is stop production and take partial profits off the table from this pattern. And then you can always take final profits up at this all-time high is 48.53. That's just from that pattern. What you don't want to see is if it gets back down below 4,000. So we do have a potentially bullish setup in Ethereum also. There, we did a little crypto analysis. I am not seeing any other questions, so I'm going to wrap up this live stream. I'm not even really paying attention. I don't even remember what earnings were tomorrow. There's nothing that's major, and tomorrow's a tread lightly day, not do much for me anyways, and I gotta go pick up some food for Thanksgiving. So I'll be in and out running errands, so which will be a nice break. Especially we had some wild Tesla action today. If you're interested in Tesla, please tune in for the next live stream. If you can't tune in for that live stream, please consider catching it on demand, with the replay. Just watch what you do. If you want to just fast forward through parts of it, go for it then. Again, new here, please consider subscribing, ringing the bell, liking video since I can't see the dislikes anyways, and ringing that bell. Talk to everyone later. And if I don't see you before Thanksgiving, have a very happy Thanksgiving to all the U.S. subscribers.